Hello, everybody. Psycho back, your bad influencer. I'm telling you things you don't want to know, and I'm showing you things you don't want to see. Today, at least in this video, I had the pleasure of having a not super religious conversation for once. Honestly, I felt like it was one of the most intelligent conversations that I've ever had. This young man has a wonderfully inquisitive mind, and I'm very happy that I'm not the only one out there who thinks outside of any box assigned to us by our leaders, our spiritual or political leaders. Here's what we discussed.
Salam alaikum.
Hello.
Labes?
Good. I see you learned some words.
Yes, I have Moroccan friends, so they taught me a little bit Moroccan. So
Are you into science?
I am into science. I'm into religion. I'm into supernatural. I love interesting topics as a general, and I like to dig
So you're
deeper into
you're
any of those topics.
you are into knowledge, just like me. Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
yeah. Uh,
Um,
Obviously, I guess you're a Muslim, and
Not really. I'm agnostic.
well, I consider myself to be a gnostic. So
Now, which one? So which one?
I do believe in God, but yeah, because I've been doing my research, I actually believe that all the religions are connected more than people even realize. And I
All
think,
religions are the same. They're
yeah,
talking about this,
right? And
just different vocabulary.
yeah, and a lot of it is through mistranslation. People got confused, so and that created animosity. No, we're right now. But if you look at it, and I know most Jews and Christians and everybody, Muslims this. No, I find Islam to be uh, one of the more interesting religions, to be honest, because I know it actually. Uh,
Yeah. I know what you are. Look, I'm not a Muslim,
mhm, mhm.
but to be fair, the only the version of Islam that is portrayed in media is only the bad one. There are
Yeah.
many sects like Sufis, for example, are very peaceful. Yeah, there are terrorists. There are good, bad sects in Islam like
Like in any other,
Wahhabism.
yeah.
Yeah, but the media focus only on the bad one.
But they do that always. And I'll give you an example. I grew up in the Netherlands. I grew up in the skinhead subculture. And a lot of people think skinheads are by definition racist, like white power stuff, which is totally not true. The skinhead subculture started through the Jamaican ska, and it's not connected to any race. I know black skinheads, I know Chinese skinheads, I know because
You know,
yeah, it's
you know,
literally a subculture. But the bad ones, they stand out, and exactly what they do with Islam now.
truth is always nuanced.
Are you familiar with the with that picture that you can find online, 6ix9ine?
Yeah, there's actually another one like a 3D object, and the lights. Yeah, you have the light shining from the left side and the
Uh-huh.
light shining from above. It gives different shadows of the same object. So this is the first shadow is true, the second shadow is true, but the truth is the object itself.
Exactly.
So yes, both perspectives are true, but they are not complete.
Yeah, they're just shadows of the main thing. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. For example, imagine a cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
Cylinder, vertical cylinder. If the light from above, you will see a circle, the shadow, and the light from the left, it will give you a rectangle.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
rectangle.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So totally different objects. So, and that's how our brain works.
yeah.
Actually, our brains are wired differently from person to person, and this gives different perspective and different point of view, different opinions. and we think we are disagreeing. No, we are just seeing the same thing in different ways.
It's just perspective. But yeah, I think as humans we like to be right. So because of that, only our perspective matters. When we should be saying, "Hey, let me see it from your perspective as well," because I know what I'm thinking, but what are you thinking? And actually, that's kind of what I'm trying to do here online. I'd love to learn new perspectives. So I don't debate. But I do talk and I enjoy conversations with many different types of people, and I'm just learning a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Same here, same here. Except the. But so, did you have any paranormal or supernatural experience since you said you are interested in that
I
subject?
actually have.
Oh yeah, wanna
I've
tell me about that?
Yeah, of course. I've experienced ghosts at least twice, and then
Ghost.
there's this cryptid here in the Philippines. They call it an aswang. Um, they're like vampiric type creatures.
Mm,
I've experienced those twice as well. I've never seen
mm,
it, but your instinct tells you kind of what, and I've learned to trust my instinct over the years because it saved me, not literally in like life-threatening situations, but I believe that I've always made my life decisions based on instinct, and I've turned out okay. I'm still alive. Uh,
So how do you know it's there if you didn't see it?
let me give you one example of each. So
Mm,
uh, we were we used to own a restaurant here in the Philippines, not far from here, and we took over from somebody else. So the staff was still there, and they were talking to us. They were telling us about this ghost. The staff, they call it Bogart. I don't know what the name was. So one night I was all alone. Everybody went home. I was all alone in the restaurant. We were closed. So I was working on the laptop, and I hear clearly so basically it was the kitchen was parallel to the tables, to where the whole the serving area was. So as I was sitting at one of the tables, I hear in the kitchen there was nobody else. There was no way for anybody to come in. There was no back door, and uh, when you throw a spoon like a teaspoon on a hard surface and it bangs against the wall. So I hear kdang, 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 kdang. But it was clear I was awake because I was working on my laptop. So I said no. So I got up and I checked. I couldn't find the spoon, but it
mm,
was clear. And the funny thing, that in itself, I could have said, "Hey, something fell. There was a shake in the because it was a tall building. We were at the bottom." I could have said it could have been anything else. But the funny thing is this: we had this receipt printer, and even if the main computer was off, that thing tends to
print.
no, it was just rolling like it was about to print.
Ah,
So you
yeah.
hear and it did
And
that
it,
like on an interval. It was not a fixed interval because then I would think maybe it's just the system resetting or something. It was totally unfixed interval once in a while, and I remember I was because I knew about it, and you can actually feel somebody like really there watching you.
yeah.
And again, I can also say, yeah, because I knew there was a ghost, I could have imagined it, but I went, "Hey Bogart," I said, "cut it out," and it just stopped. So
Okay, I think it's you have you have good proof. You
yeah,
have good.
because they say once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, three times is a pattern. And there was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so many things happening. I'm like, nah, there has to be something there. It was really taunting me. Um,
Especially the feeling that you're watched.
yeah.
It's it happened with me a lot.
Hmm.
I could be not on the top of a building watching someone walking. Suddenly, they turn their head and look me directly in my eye. It's not possible. we as humans, we have this sixth sense to see if somebody's watching us. It's an evolutionary trait to protect us from predators.
Exactly.
It works by, well, it works wirelessly with the aura somehow.
Hmm.
There is some energy, something there, and it works also with non-physical beings.
Exactly. That's what I believe. Exactly.
Yeah, some consciousness is watching you.
Yeah.
It's not a physical, yeah,
Yeah, because
the-
that's the funny thing, we both are into science. So I try to. I don't think that religion and science are necessarily like excluding each other. I think they are very well connected. It's just people don't. Again, because we like to be right, so the scientists are not believing in religion.
yeah. I think they are the same, just different. You know, one guy
Different
said
perspective again. Yeah.
science is drilling from one side of the mountain, and religion is drilling from the other side.
But the
But
mountain is still the same. Yeah.
eventually they will meet and find each other.
And this is what I try to explain to people. You know the Big Bang, right? How the universe started. So science explains to us nothing comes from nothing, right? So
Yeah.
if there was nothing, then what triggered the Big Bang? Yeah, but atoms. Yeah, but this. Okay, let's be real here. If there was
Well,
nothing, as you guys are saying, nothing could.
well,
And at the same time, um, uh, so this is the scientific perspective. So, but I do believe there was a Big Bang. So I do believe in the scientific explanation. I just think that they don't know what exactly triggered it. So, okay, let's look from a religious perspective. Imagine God, Allah, right? And in any of the holy scriptures, God was a spirit, and all of a sudden, He spoke. Right? This is written in the Quran. It's written in the Torah, in the Bible. He spoke, and let there be light. So all of a sudden, this whole thing was creation took place. But imagine an all-powerful energy that all of a sudden creates a manifestation. Wouldn't that, by that definition, create a huge explosion?
yeah, yeah. Maybe they mean the Big Bang. You never know. By the way, I just want to comment on the Big Bang. Actually, they don't say there is. They came out. It came out of nothing. There was matter. It was just very compressed. Very, very compressed. That's
Hmm.
what they say. But nobody knows why it decided to explode.
And that's my point. So, okay,
And
mhm.
sorry, another thing is, where is the universe is expanding? It's not nothing. It's expanding on something.
Yeah, right. So yeah, yeah,
You can't you can't expand into nothing. There is
Eh, eh,
something else more fundamental than the universe
yeah,
itself.
yeah. I agree, and that's what Cause, and I'm not saying that this is the exact truth. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
to find a
it's
middle
good.
ground. For lack of a better scientific explanation, let's attribute it to this being that we call God, because that's the most plausible explanation we have.
Well, I think we are very far from knowing where the universe came from. But what do you think about aliens? Aliens are more close to us. Aliens and UFOs and the recently declassified files from
Hmm.
the Trump administration. Do you think it's real or just a hoax?
Yeah, I think it is. And I'll tell you why. Assuming that God, Allah, He is a creator, right?
Mm.
And this is a little bit on the Hindu teachings as well. The Hindus
Yeah, I
believe.
studied I
Hmm?
studied Hindu. I
Yeah,
studied Hindus too.
yeah, same here. So they say that God, as a spirit, can be in anything, right? So as He is a creator, and God is all powerful spirit, by definition, God can look like anything He wants.
Yeah.
So, for us to believe that we are the only creation or the only creature that looks like God, and then denying the fact that God can look like an elephant or can have a blue collar or whatever, that's just being minimizing the all powerfulness of God. So if he is a creator, why would he stop his creating just on this tiny planet in this huge universe? Why wouldn't he create some more? I mean, that's just the logical thing if he's a creator. And whether we believe we are the best creation or those guys are the best creation, that's beside the point. I cannot prove that. But logically, if he's a creator, he must create more than just us. So we have to believe that could be real.
No, the problem is who created God?
Yeah, that's also a question that I had recently, and of course, it's something that we cannot know. But for me, I think, and again, based on Hindu scriptures, because the Hindus believe same like the monotheistic religions that first there was nothing and then creation happened. So what the Hindus are saying, first indeed there was nothing. God was a spirit. So when God manifested Himself, so became tangible, became corporeal, everything was created through that. So that's why the Hindus believe that we are all gods, not like we are gods, like on
We
our
are part
own.
part of existence,
Exactly, part of
and
the greater.
because there
Exactly.
is only God, and anything that exists is part of the God.
We are
Uh,
connected to yeah, to that
the
great.
the
So
drop is not the ocean, but it's part of the ocean.
exactly, exactly. So I think God is a type of because and again we can explain scientifically. Energy does never finishes, so it just changes form. So I see God as sort of an eternal energy, but with a sentience. So thinking energy basically. Um, so again, there was nothing. He was that form of energy was nothingness, and then when it manifested itself into a different type of energy, creation happened. So by that definition, the energy that we call God could look like anything because it can manifest into anything it chooses. So I believe God is a sentient energy.
Yeah, because in the beginning there was chaos. There was the God was unconscious. The problem is how it became conscious and decided to create. That's what I don't understand yet.
I think time.
Time, because consciousness is patterns, is intelligence. Yeah, time is a plausible explanation.
Yeah, because
With an infinite amount of
yeah,
time, you have all the time for everything to happen.
exactly, and that's again, both of us are just speculating. Thankfully, we're both intelligent guys, but it's pure speculation. But that's the best I could explain it, because and I do believe in sort of an evolution on Earth. So if we believe that first it was a one-celled organism and then that split and then it became two and then it became four and that eventually gained some sort of sentience, so it started thinking. So why couldn't God do the same, but in energy form?
Exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah,
He had
yeah.
way more time than we did because he had eons to actually start the thinking
Infinite.
process. Yeah, yeah. So I think that's
And
the
then
best way to explain it.
he felt lonely, decided to create the angels.
Possible, possible.
Did you have you ever read on Theosophy? Uh,
No.
Helena Blavatsky.
Sorry,
Yeah,
again.
they merge both science and religion.
Philosophy. Ooh,
Theosophy.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, it's an interesting perspective.
I would love to know more about
And
that.
and she also was in India for some time, and she allegedly meets some masters.
Actually, there is yeah, because India is a very mystical place. India was
Is it
mentioned all
that?
the way in the Bible and in the Torah, and it's a very old country when you think about it.
I think it's the mother of spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
It's spirituality started from there.
Yeah,
All the seers.
Yeah, that's what I love about the Indian religions as a general. I don't necessarily believe everything, but that's what I love about the Indians as a culture, because they're very open-minded. They don't necessarily focus on one thing. They believe that, yeah, if God is all powerful, anything's possible. We just have to believe what we feel comfortable with. Hopefully, it's the right thing. But
And yeah,
they're not declining anything. They're not denying anything.
the old culture was way more open-minded.
Yeah.
Even the Buddha himself. I remember reading the allegedly what happened in his time. Someone asked him, "Is there a God?" He said, "No, there is no God." And then tomorrow asked him the same question, "Is there a God?" "Yes," he said, "there is a God." Well, then asked him, "Why? Sometimes you say yes, sometimes no."
Mhm.
He said, "Well, the point is you have to find by yourself, not asking me. Asking me will not you will not develop your qualities,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
skills, but by
But you know that
meditate."
that makes a lot of sense, because okay, I'm a vlogger, so I do post online, and
Mm.
I don't like to edit my videos too much, so I post hypothesis, I post my opinion, I post
Mm.
whatever, different topics, and I specify to my viewers, hey, don't just believe me, listen to what I
Mhm.
have to say, but do your own
Give me
research.
give me your channel.
Yeah.
What's your link?
Psycho.
Xyco. Xyco,
Psycho.
folks. Okay. Psych.
It
Yeah,
it started as my nickname, and I just spelled it differently. So yeah, it
yeah.
stuck.
Believe. I don't like believe. The word itself, I don't like. I don't like believe. Believing just means you think something is true because you just think so. You have no proof.
Yeah,
That's it. It's crazy.
based on
Believe
the current events, on what you know so far. Yeah, but it can
all
still adjust. It can still change. Yeah.
all believers are crazy, in my opinion. Oh,
uh,
see, yeah, you post Omingo. You post
oh
this
no,
website.
that's on YouTube. On YouTube, I post more on the um, religious conversations and the political. But I have on TikTok, I have many more wider, and I usually do just monologuing, so it's just me talking.
Are you
And
recording this
yes, but
conversation?
if you don't want to, I won't post it. So if it's okay, I would love to post it, because I love the interaction. And I think hopefully it will wake up more people into having a broader, an open mind, than just focusing on just their tiny worlds. But again, if you're against it, I will never post it.
Yeah, thanks.
So would it be okay,
Okay.
or you prefer not to?
Let me see. Okay, you can post it.
Thank you, shukran.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I don't debate. I never debate with anybody. I like to listen to, like I told you earlier, I like to listen to everybody, because everybody has a wonderful point of view, and I like to learn from everything. uh, and on TikTok, I usually do personal opinions, so they are quite controversial many times, and that's why I don't have a lot of viewers, because it's also fairly new. But I think I make some good points, and I hope people at least view and hopefully do their own research. Because yeah, I would love more people like us to say, hey, I believe that there's a God. I don't know if any religion is correct, but I think there's so much more out there that we need to know. So we start searching.
Well, the problem is if you are saying this, you are already way ahead of most people. Most people are unfortunately programmed since childhood, and it's very hard to break from this program. They the minute they think something is real, they will think that for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, most people don't like to think for themselves. That's the problem. I was born a Christian, Greek Orthodox, and I stepped away from the Christian religion. My mother was very angry with me. Ah, you're abandoning Jesus. I said, okay, I'm not abandoning Jesus. I still believe in Jesus, but I don't believe that there is a Trinity. So I am abandoning the religion, the way it's practiced, but the teaching is still very much in my heart.
I think I think Jesus is against the church in the first place.
Very much. He openly said it, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus himself, if he came back today, he will say, "No, this is not
That's not
Christianity."
that's not what I taught you guys. Yeah. Yeah, probably. And and
Yeah,
and that's the
they made
thing.
up. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, because that's the thing. They even the Trinity, Jesus never mentioned a Trinity. Uh, Jesus never said he is the Son of God. He spoke about my Father, but then if you read the New Testament, he gave his followers the Our Father, right, the prayer. So the first two words in that prayer is Our Father. So Jesus never claimed to be more Son of God than any of us. So based on
Mm.
that, brought me back to the Hindu religion where we are all pieces of God, we are all children of God. So he never claimed to be anything else than a
The
creation of God.
problem, he also didn't write anything. It's interesting that all the Bible is just someone else, not Jesus himself,
Hmm.
talking. They are just, yeah, which is interesting. Also, there are other Bibles that were suppressed through history.
Yeah,
Gnostics. I don't mean the Gnostic as a believer. I mean the sect called Gnostics.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I know there's an Ethiopian Bible, which the mainstream Catholic
yeah,
Bible denies
yeah.
completely, and they say
I,
that it has the basics are the same, but there's a lot of things that are different.
the Book of Enoch also is
Exactly, I
very
was
nice.
about to mention
Very,
that. Exactly.
it's a very interesting one. It's like the Bible, but there is other things. It talks about the archons.
Yeah, well,
Archons like yeah. Well, you know what are the archons?
and here's the funny thing. In the Old Testament, in the Bible, it is mentioned that the sons of God came down to mate with the daughters of men, but then that's it. So I'm like, if you mention this, if you say, "Hey, finish the alphabet," bring in the Book of Enoch, finish it, because it does not say anything against. In fact, I believe that the Book of Enoch actually mentions Jesus because there was a point where he was in heaven. So the angel Raphael was guiding him, and he saw this person, and I don't know if it was Jesus or Muhammad, but it was because he asked who is that man who walks with him with the Lord. So what the angel said, he is the son of man. He will in the future come down to fulfill a prophecy. So
Mm.
of course, being born a Christian, my first thought was, hey, this could have been Jesus, because that's basically what Jesus said. He said, I did not come to deny the prophets, nor to abolish the law. I came to fulfill a prophecy.
Another thing about Jesus that it's hard for me to explain is we have many mythical stories throughout the history that are very similar to Jesus. For example, the story of Horus, the Egyptian.
Mm-hmm.
Horus had 12 disciples. He also died and rose from the dead, and very similar to Jesus. The only difference is it's 3,000 years older than Jesus,
I actually have
which
to
is
research that because I know about Horus, but I don't know the entire story. So I'm gonna write it down so I can research more about
which
it.
is weird. And it's not only Horse. There are many characters that are very similar to Jesus, which make me think that maybe Jesus is not a person. It's an archetype of something. It's or a level of consciousness. So
It's possible.
because because it's almost impossible to have the same story repeated in different geographical places and very distant time periods.
Mm-hmm.
How can you explain that?
Actually, here's the funny thing. Um, I don't believe that Adam and Eve were the first humans. First of all, um,
Mm,
why? Two reasons. First one, in the Hindu scriptures, which are literally the oldest religion, the oldest scriptures that we know on earth, they said that the earth has stages. So there are four stages, and then,
Yugas.
right? And then it ends, and then it just starts again. So now, um, there is scientific proof that there were other humanoids out there. So we cannot, even religiously, we cannot deny that they found bones. They found the Neanderthal, the Cro-Magnon, all these other guys. Plus, when Adam and Eve were kicked out of the Garden of Eden, and they had two sons, right? Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
So Cain killed Abel, and God said, "So where is your brother? You killed him. This and this." And Cain said, "Yeah, well, So God marked him. It doesn't say what the mark is, but God marked him, and He said, "Okay, go away, go into the world, and repent," basically. So he said, "Wait, but I cannot live with this because if I go into the world and people find out what I did, they will surely kill me." So I'm like, Adam and Eve, first two people kicked out of Eden, Cain and Abel. So which people will kill you? There must have been other people out there on the planet
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Exactly. And yeah, and the Bible actually admit that. Yeah. I think Adam and Eve is not two persons. Is maybe a group.
Um, I think possibly, and again, because I'm trying to combine religion and science, I think they could have been the first Homo sapiens.
Yeah,
Because
or the first version of this race. Yeah.
yeah, right. Because they do scientifically, it is proven that the Cro-Magnon and the Homo sapiens actually interacted. They mated. So it could have been that.
Even Homo sapien also mated with the Neanderthals.
Exactly.
Actually, many people in this present time have some genes from the Neanderthals.
I just recently I was watching a video about it. Yeah, exactly. So isn't it possible that Adam and Eve were the first Homo sapiens, but not the first humanoids?
The first upgraded version.
Probably, yeah. Because and going back to evolution, I do believe in a sort of evolution. Because look, even as humans, even as Homo sapiens, we evolved over time. So we live longer, we are healthier, we become taller or shorter depending on where we live. We get even different skin color. But the funny thing is this: I I'm inclined to believe first there was water, so then there is a one cell organism, and that became fish, and then it became amphibians, and then it became reptiles. Fine, all good. But then somehow the reptiles were extinct. That's scientifically proven.
Mm.
So where did these mammals come from all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
science does not
the,
explain this
look,
anywhere.
evolution theory is partially true. There are many holes that it cannot explain. The reality is we don't know how life started. Evolution theory doesn't explain. Creation also doesn't give explanation.
Exactly.
So we don't know how
Yeah.
the thing
So
started.
I'm
We
just
don't.
trying to piece two and two together, but yeah, it's best guess.
It's it's a mystery. Anyone who tells you here's the truth, here's how life started, is either a liar or ignorant.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. We have to believe, and we have to, like I said, based on the evidence we have. But to actually claim that only I know the truth, come on, dude.
It gets even weirder than that. There are some scientific research done by certain people. They found that certain organism manifest themselves out of the blue, like bions
Wow.
from Wilhelm Reich. Wilhelm Reich was the student of Freud, Sigmund
Hmm.
Freud. He was a psychologist, but also doing fringe research on an energy called orgon, and he found some weird results.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know
Yeah,
about this. I'm learning stuff.
we don't know. You know, this universe, you can categorize it into three sections: things that we know, things we know we don't know, and things we don't know that we don't know, which is the biggest section
Yeah,
actually. It's
yeah.
99%
I
of
agree.
things.
I agree. Yeah, and that's why I'm so eager to learn and to find the truth. Because honestly, because I don't believe any one religion can claim authority on God, because He is so much more complex. For that reason, I chose Sikhism. I identify the most with Sikhism because the Sikhs, they believe this: all religions are legit. It just depends on, because if we believe that God is all powerful, He speaks through all of us separately. So if you are comfortable being a Christian or a Muslim or a Hindu or whatever you're comfortable in your heart, and you believe that is the right path for you, that is the right path for you. In Sikhism, trying to convert people to Sikhism, that's actually forbidden. Because if God gave the other person their path, and I'm happy to be a Sikh, as long as our path is aimed towards reaching His kingdom, it doesn't matter if you go this way, if you go this way, if you go that way. So any religion is fine. Just try to get there to Him. So
I think the Bible and all sacred texts are actually very metaphorical. It's a
many of it, yeah.
disaster if we understand them in a literal sense.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I think that for me, the best way to know God, I think, is to read it for yourself, but not just one book. I'm almost finished with the Bible, and I want to read the Torah and the Quran as well, because I think, and this is, if we believe that God is all powerful and He speaks to all of us, because we are, you know, He is in all of us. So if I read the Quran or the Bible, or shouldn't I believe that He will instinctively give me the right way to interpret it that makes sense to me, that is meant for me? Even if you interpret it a different way, maybe that is how He wants you to interpret it. So, because that is your path.
Yeah, well, I think before we start the spiritual journey, we have to ourselves, clean
100%.
ourselves from ignorance, from hatred, from
Yeah.
the basically the seven deadly sins.
Yeah.
Because if we are swimming in sins, we
It's
cannot
very,
see,
yeah.
we
Yeah. We're
cannot
blinded.
see,
Yeah.
we cannot think intelligently,
Yeah.
we cannot perceive truth. So there is
100%
a
agree.
the first level is purging all this dirt before starting the journey.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I
what's
agree. And I think that's exactly the right way. Because the moment your mind is open and you start loving everybody, you know what I mean? Uh, and you're spiritually clean, yeah, then
it's childish to just say, "Oh, my religion is right, yours is not." This is not seeking truth. This is just
my papa
ego.
can beat up your papa. Remember that when we were kids?
Yeah, it's just an ego
Yeah.
trying to survive.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, true. And that's one thing I love about the Buddhism, because Buddha was basically a Hindu. But the fact,
Yeah, yeah. Buddha was born in India, I think.
yeah, but his mind went out of that
Well,
box, and he tried to.
unfortunately, they made out of Buddhism a religion now. Now there are many sects. There is, I think, three main ones. There is the. Are you familiar with the names? Forgot the names. It's the
Shinto,
Mahayana. No, no, Shinto is in
that's different,
Japan.
right? But that's also Buddhism, no?
Yeah. Mm, I'm not. Never read about Shinto. I don't know what they're talking about. But even Buddhism, even the Buddhists, they made three sects out of it, or four.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? And you can't make. How can you make this? There is only one Buddha. There is not three Buddhas. And, it's not working.
Yeah,
The-
actually, in Hinduism, they believe the Buddha is any person who has like a high spiritual achievement.
Well, yeah, yeah. The Buddha is not a name; it's a status.
Yeah,
Anyone who is enlightened is called a
yeah,
Buddha. The real name of the guy is Gautama,
yeah,
not Buddha. It is a Gautama, the Buddha. Before enlightenment, he was just Gautama.
yeah. But the funny thing, yeah, you're right. All of them choose him as the main character, but they branch off in different interpretations. Yeah, and they argue who's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It means they are understanding him differently. Well, that's what religious people do. Truth seekers don't do that.
Yeah, yeah. I enjoy having conversation with ChatGPT, and I think a computer sometimes makes much more sense than many people do, because
Oh,
it just analyzes possibility and not an exact final truth. So yeah, I enjoy this very much.
you
But
know, I think I think we can find truth through meditation. This is the
yeah,
only way. Because if you see all these spiritual figures that started a religion, was were meditating,
yeah, absolutely.
and then something dawned on them, and a religion started.
Yeah, 100%.
So you do not find truth by reading sacred texts. No, by meditating. This is
Yep,
the only way.
yep.
And then you can write your sacred text.
I actually made a joke because with a friend of mine here in the Philippines, they have this Christian sect. They call it INC, so Iglesia ni Cristo, Church of Christ. And so I said, wait a minute. I said, if INC is a sect, a religion, I said I'm gonna start my own. I'm gonna call it INX, Iglesia ni Xyco. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
we
No,
started joking about that.
they even have the Church of Satan in the States.
Yeah, no, yeah, there, even in Spain, even it's like worldwide thing. Yeah, it's expanding also. Uh,
Everyone is making their religion.
but and I think those guys are the most confused because again, you can disagree with mainstream religion, which obviously you and I tend to do, but to actually follow the adversary, right? Like Iblis, to me that's just being a dope because you're following the follower.
Well, yeah, the devil or Satan is an interesting character nonetheless.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Actually, if you dive deep, it's a good. We need the devil.
Yeah,
We needed to weed out the bad people, because if there is no devil, how can you know the
measure the
good?
good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, how can you put some people in heaven? I'm speaking metaphorically. I
Yes, yes,
don't
of
believe.
course. Mm,
How can you put some people in heaven? How can you put others in hell without the temptation of the devil? Actually, the devil is the God's helper.
yeah,
Do you realize
yeah,
that?
yeah. And that's the funny
uh,
thing.
he's doing his part,
He's
and
doing God's work basically. Yeah.
yeah, he's doing God's work. So there are many interpretations of what is the devil, what is Satan, and metaphor. One of the interpretation is the devil is just our lower self, our animalistic side, which is interesting. If you see in the anatomy of our anatomy of the brain, there are three main parts of the brain. There is the reptilian brain, and there is the mammal brain, and there is the human
Hmm.
prefront prefront pre
Frontal cortex.
pre
Yeah,
cortex.
yeah,
The reptilian brain is the one that is responsible for instincts,
yeah.
kill or
To
hunt
survive.
or
Yeah,
eat.
killed. Yeah,
Yeah. See, and it's strangely similar to reptiles, snake. Well, that's one interpretation,
yeah.
one possible.
Yeah, yeah, and,
Yeah.
and, and, and that's the funny thing, because with these aliens that they call the reptilians, and supposedly we are like a mixed breed. When you think about even that could be so. Because okay, I don't remember where I read, but I read that these reptilian aliens, they have their blood is not red like ours. It has a
Blue.
bluish, yeah, bluish hue, right? So what do they also call them? More like mockingly, but they call them the reptilian overlords, right? So an overlord is a leader. Um, what if you guys have a king in Morocco? What do they call the monarchy? The blue bloods.
Yeah, yeah, which is interesting.
So
Yeah.
maybe
Look,
initially we were actually the slaves of these blue bloods, of these reptilian overlords. Eventually they sort of faded away for some reason. So
I don't think. Look, yeah. Well, first of all, I don't think we are alone. We are not alone. Uh,
absolutely.
absolutely not alone. There is someone else. There is some intelligence there.
Yeah.
Uh, but that's it. Where they are, what are their agenda? That's the question. But they are here on this earth. We
Yeah.
are not alone.
Yeah.
And but I don't have other details.
No, no, of course not. But again, yeah, it's good that you're at least
Even
considering the concept.
even even the UFOs. Look, there are many UFOs that are man-made. Okay, most of UFOs are actually man-made. We have way more advanced technology than they admit to.
Yeah, I believe that.
Okay. Yeah, planes are very old technology.
Yeah.
We do have much more advanced technology and anti-gravity and all that.
Mhm.
But some of the UFOs are not man-made, and so where are they coming from? What are they doing here? That's the question.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And it's I think again, I don't know if somebody knows completely. I'm sure the CIA has much more information, but I think it's for us as a human race. I think it's worth investigating and hopefully knowing more about because whether these creatures want to kill us or want to help us, regardless, we could still learn from them, right? So hopefully, their technology can help us thrive and live million more years than.
Well, that's the problem. We already have the technology, but it's not gonna get released for a very simple reason.
Mhm.
It will crash the economy.
Yeah,
Um, I'll give you a small example. There is technology to generate unlimited energy
yeah,
from
Tesla.
not, not from nothing, but from the vacuum, from the quantum fluctuation, from yeah. So you have a small device generate unlimited energy without an input. You just put it in your home and it will
Just pulls
work
it in. Yeah,
unlimited. Yeah, we do have this technology. It's not gonna get released because the energy market is worth trillions of dollars, and you will literally crash the economy.
yeah, yeah,
So we need a transition first, then it will get released. But now we are look just on this on the Strait of Hormuz case.
hmm
Everybody is relying on oil. Everything. Yeah, we you can't do that.
yeah.
It's and this technology also can be used in very bad ways, in militarily. Like,
Everything can be, but yeah, I agree with you, and I think that's why they discredited Tesla because he was getting too close to something, and it wasn't supposed to happen yet. Um, the same
yeah,
with medicine. I mean, old medicine, the natural medicine, has been around for millions of years, and our
well,
race have been surviving. But now we need chemicals. If they ban it completely, and if we start going back, again, economical collapse. And this is as proof to your claim. And I've been telling people this. Look at what you did.
actually,
Mm,
look. It's Can you Google something right now?
please.
Uh, um, it's called secrecy. uh, Act. Google it. Invention Security Act. It's called Invention Security Act. Just read the first paragraph and see what is it about.
Uh, 1951. It's already popping up.
It's an actual law.
Hmm.
Read the first paragraph and see what it says.
To impose secrecy orders on patent applications whenever official would be detrimental to the national security. Yeah, yeah.
Or the economical stability.
Which is, yeah, also national security indirectly. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, people think science is struggling and trying to find solutions, but whenever someone finds a solution, he gets pressed or even killed in
Yeah,
some
yeah.
cases.
I really believe that
What's
has
accept
happened.
what's accepted do is incremental improvements, not 100% solutions. Incremental improvements, everybody is happy, everybody is paying. But when you have something 100% solution, a cheap solution, nobody wants that. The powers that be don't like that.
Hmm.
You need to pay. You need to pay. Especially the energy market is
Yeah.
so sensitive. We have energy, medicine. That's it.
Those
That's
are the two main. Yeah, yeah. Because
yeah.
look at the computers. Now we have like terabytes. Hard disks are big, like terabytes large, right? We had the technology 30 years ago, but of course, it would have been way too
Just get.
expensive, and skipping that whole part would have been, yeah, economically
Mm.
suicide. So they had to build it up. So little by little, they
I
have to add. Yeah.
I mean, if you want the holy grail to stop all the problems of humanity, it's energy. Because many wars were started just for the sake of energy, for oil, for that. If you find a solution for energy, you end all the misery. You end all wars. That's it. And it has been found, by the way.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it was found.
But they're not putting it, bringing it to the market, of course. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah, there are people right now who have the solution. Yeah, right now. But
I'm
it's,
actually in the process of making something, and I don't want to say too much because there's
well, are you researching over Unity and that stuff?
no, no. I mean, a way to create perpetual energy from the sun.
Yeah, that's over Unity. Over Unity means free energy, basically.
Yeah.
By the way, free energy itself is, if you say it, the scientific community will think you are a heretic.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a taboo to even say it. If you are an academic or a physicist and blurt free energy, you will
How
get
dare
fired.
you?
You will get fired
Yeah.
instantly. You will lose your position in whatever you are working in. It's yeah. You That's so science, huh? You're not. That's like religion.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not science at this point. It's
Yeah.
religion. It's fanatism. It's
Yeah, I
they're
agree. I agree. And fanaticism is dangerous whether it comes from religion or science or anywhere it comes from. Too much of anything is by definition dangerous. I agree. That's why I love
yes.
that I'm not the only one, and thankfully I met you now, and I hope we can stay in touch. Because
Science is supposed to be open-minded. If you say something, okay, let's test it. But now, no. What are you saying? Shut up. That's what they're
and you
doing.
know, I always make this example. Um, in the old days, people thought the Earth is flat, right? It's impossible that the Earth is spherical. It's just impossible. You're crazy. You need to shut up because you're nuts. It's just not going to happen. It's never going to be real. It's just not. And then they figured out it's a sphere, and now you're crazy if you say something. So
It's the reverse.
right, but here's the funny thing: if something is real because they claim it to be, so that means that the Earth was actually flat until they decided it's round. Or how does it work? No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just lack
I
of
st- I
evidence.
stop. I stopped believing anything in anyone. The so-called experts, literally, I don't give a damn about anyone or any institution or anything. I verify things by
Yeah,
myself, my way.
yeah,
Okay?
I agree.
I don't care what science tells me. I do my own
Yeah,
verification
yeah,
my
same.
way. I cannot the only at this point the only pure science is mathematics because you cannot that's it. Uh,
Irrefutable. Yeah.
Anything beyond mathematics is it can be falsified. Maybe it's false. Maybe it's true. Maybe
Misunderstood,
you can.
adjusted, or
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Mathematics is
Sometimes we are seeing the same phenomena, but we have different interpretation.
yeah,
Physicists maybe they're doing an experiment, they're getting a certain result, but their interpretation is different. Someone is wrong, someone is right. The same results.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. No, I 100% agree. And yeah, that's why again, atheists with the no, cause look, I only believe in science. I'm like, so can you explain everything?
Yeah,
Well, yes,
yeah,
I think so.
yeah. Rupert Childrick, he's a biologist, by the way. He's with us, thank God. and he's anti-science, not anti-science as a science, anti-scientism. The,
Hmm.
the the movement that anything is material, anything is. So Rupert Childrick says this. Uh, before starting a life or before or I think it was Carl Sagan. I don't remember who
Hmm.
said, but he said before making an omelet, you need a miracle. You need a miracle. What is the miracle? It's the universe. It's the Big Bang. It's an omelet is very simple, but to make it, you need.
To get to that point, there had to be a miracle. Yeah, first. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Also, science is says, well, we have life, we have this. Science like to pretend we can explain everything, but you can explain the beginning of everything. So, science just tells you this: there are no miracles, but to start things, you need a miracle.
Yeah. You know, science can explain supposedly the most complicated things, and then if you ask them what are dreams, we cannot really explain them. What is deja vu? You know that when you have the feeling that you've seen something before, I've done this. They
Yeah,
cannot explain it.
they do have explanations. It's just nonsense. They just like to fill the empty slots
Yeah,
with
but
some nonsense.
nothing is proven beyond any reasonable doubt. So therefore,
Yes,
we don't have to
science
believe
is
it.
they are very reductionist at this point. They reduce everything to basic.
Have
You
you
cannot.
seen? Have you seen even historians in? Because you look at the Discovery Channel and the National Geographic, and then you see these historians, and they show you this fork. Look at this, and this was what people in those days they used to comb their hair with. Look, it has these teeth, and it can go through your hair because they put somebody that we trust, that is looks reliable, and he says it with so much passion, we tend to believe everything they're telling us. Are you still there? I think we got cut off, damn it. CIA, NSA, please let us talk to each other some more. It's funny because I don't know if you can hear me. When I started mentioning that I'm working on a way uh, to generate free eternal energy, our connection went bad. Go back and watch. The moment I mentioned it, connection went bad. This is so funny. And is it a coincidence? Maybe. But and now we got stuck. So, brother, I hope if ever you hear me, I hope I will see you. Please subscribe to my channel so I can contact you and we can stay in touch.
So, wasn't that interesting? We covered multiple topics, and although the conversation was quite long, I know, I'm sorry. I hope we did not bore you even a little. If you enjoyed and are also an out of the box thinker, then please help me beat the algorithm and do like this video, and please share it with others that who may enjoy it as well. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. I really need the help, and subscribing is totally free. Remember, it never hurts to help. So thank you in advance. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made you think. I hope we gave you more things to think about for yourself, to go research, because it's so interesting, and the world is this wonderful place, and there's so much more that we need to know. So once again, thank you, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.